Greetings from California. It is 20 days until my 40th birthday. I can't believe it.
And greetings from New York. And speaking of your birthday, it was Nicki Minaj's 40th birthday a couple days ago.
Yet I'm not married to a felon.
Lucky you.
Ooh,
Um,
lucky me. Lucky me.
I honestly thought she was already 40, so I was really surprised.
I did too. Well, you see, she's a Sagittarius. I'm a Capricorn.
That is a very big difference because Sagittarius, I ain't saying nothing else, just the look.
And a Capricorn helps cut your check.
Anywho, 20 days. Did you get the flight yet? Can you let anybody know the update?
Well, we still have not gotten close enough to goal to get the flight yet. So we getting there. We getting there. We are looking at a beautiful February vacation because I'm not actually going to travel during the holidays, during my birthday. That would be insane.
Oh, I thought you were actually going to be there on your birthday.
No. Oh, God. That would be a punishment. I would have to fly private. December 29th, smack dab between Christmas and New Year's. One, nobody would be available to go with me. I'd actually like to go with some of my dearest friends.
Mm-hmm.
Who would I invite on a trip like that? Who do you think I would want to make sure had some free time to come with me? I don't know why you look around.
Well, yes. That sounds exciting.
You know you going. And that's also why I asked for so much, because we're flying you first class.
That would be crazy if I...
What do you mean that would be crazy? Did I not try to do it years ago? I'm surprising you. Finally, I got to surprise Chris.
You heard it here first, y'all.
You heard it here first. So that is why I've asked for so much. But yes, we should be going in February, March. But yeah, I don't travel during the holidays. Everybody knows I don't travel during the holidays. That would be miserable. And also, it would make the trip 6 times more expensive. I want us and also some of my friends from here to have a fabulous time.
So guess who I saw yesterday?
Who?
So I was walking towards my building and I saw this light-skinned girl with big hair next to this white guy. And I was like, wait a minute. So I did a little turnaround and tried to walk right past them. That was Ashley Darby and the guy she's dating from Summer House. I was wondering, what are they doing here? And I think the guy's name is Luke or whatever. I think he lives in New York, but I walked right past them. I really wanted to ask her for a photo, but they looked like they didn't want to be bothered.
They don't have, I don't want to be bothered, money or clout. They need to take whatever photo is offered to them.
I should have, because that would have definitely got me on the blogs if I took a picture with both of them. But yeah, it looks like she's happy in love. Like Michael Darby is really out the picture.
Oh, he's in somebody's picture.
Well, a scandalous photo usually.
If you know, you know.
I mean, it's nice they can finally just do what they want now, because that's what they've been doing.
True. Although I feel like Ashley is with this Bravo guy to stay on the show and see if they can get a spinoff.
I can see that too. I mean, this was all Andy Cohen's doing. He introduced them.
Ooh. I listened to Carlos King's podcast, and he said, I've had a boss before, and he said, don't ever forget I made you.
Wait, he said that?
No, Carlos said one of his bosses said that to him, and I'm assuming that's Andy Cohen.
Well, Bravo did make his career. I'm not sure if it was Andy Cohen, but like I said, I gave this analogy back on one of our episodes, and I was like, basically, Carlos King worked at a restaurant owned by Andy Cohen. And he left. I mean, he was basically a sous chef, like a chef's assistant. So you go off and copy the recipe that you got from the kitchen you used to work at. But you keep talking about said kitchen that you worked at. That's all I'm saying. Like, because what interesting content does Carlos King talk about on his podcast? It's normally Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's talking about Bravo shit. I mean, hopefully he has a good relationship with the network, because that's all he talks about. And that's what's interesting. That's what people want to hear. What?
The student has surpassed the teacher.
I'm just being real. Like, it's just kind of annoying how he always, like, you want to call yourself the king of reality, but self-proclaimed king of reality.
I will say, if you want to be the king of reality, you're correct. Like, you went to OWN and tried to do the same Bravo recipe with inferior ingredients.
I don't know. Like, maybe he'll have a show that he executive produces and sells it to Bravo, but he won't be back on Bravo. Like, his chances of being on Bravo is the same as Nene.
I think we'll be on Bravo before them. And he also tried to slick address Kandi, saying, oh, well, we don't mess with Carlos anymore because he tried to steal my life story. He said, so many people are coming out against me and trying to keep people from coming on my podcast. And it's like, no. Kandi said her truth. And I may not agree with Kandi's Joker lipstick. I may not agree with her knockoff fashions. I do agree with her short husband, but Kandi's never lied.
She don't lie. I'll give that to her.
When have we ever caught Kandi in a lie? And Bravo will roll the clip.
I agree. It's hard to listen to his podcast, so I'm gonna relay that to you for the tea.
If you really listen, you can find it, but you've got to sift through 44 minutes of spittle.
That sounds like torture.
It is.
Some other big news we missed last week, it happened right after we debuted Pop Roast, was Keke Palmer announced that she's pregnant on Saturday Night Live when she hosted.
And her man is cute. I am so happy for her.
Yeah, I heard that he's related to the tall guy that dated Molly on Insecure.
Yes.
That's his little brother.
Yes.
I mean, congrats to her. I mean, the man is fine. She did a really good job on Saturday Night Live. It was like the only time I normally watch. And then SZA, she was the musical guest. Speaking of which, her album came out today. I know you're not a SZA fan, but for y'all who are SZA fans, I actually am digging the album. It's 23 tracks. It's an hour and 8 minutes, though, but they could have...
What in the Janet Jackson hell? That's an album of interludes.
I was about to say, like, some of the songs are short, like 2 minutes in, like...
Wait, 23 songs in 60 minutes?
Some are interludes, though.
Those aren't songs, those are ditties. Well, like, you know what? I really need to get into the booth. I need to get into the booth. If we doing 2 minutes a song, I could actually be a contender.
You probably could. Like, get you a Grammy for Best Comedy Album. Some other good news. We found this out yesterday, but Brittany Griner is back in the United States. She's been freed from Russia. She'll be able to be with her loved ones on Christmas. Like, that is amazing. I'm so happy. It's long overdue. This woman has spent at least over 260 days in captivity. God knows what she's been through. And I'm sure she's gonna get the book deals. The Oprah interview is coming. You know the Oprah interview is coming.
Or Gail.
Let's go with Oprah.
What's wrong with Gail?
I didn't say nothing about Gail. I just said, let's wait for Oprah. Because she's one of one. She's number one. She's the only one.
You know what? I'm going to respectfully disagree, because I feel that Oprah is the queen of talk. Gail is the queen of news. And this is hard-hitting journalism that Gail has specialized in.
Y'all let us know in the comments who y'all prefer to get this interview, Oprah or Gail. Let us know.
Let us know. Exactly. I mean, they're both titans. They're both Black queens. We both look up to them. I feel Gail would be better. Like, Gail was able to do R. Kelly. The way she was unflappable while he was, "Rah!" Robert,
Well,
calm down. That is the energy I want. I love how Gail is now becoming the force.
well, that's different. Like R. Kelly, like he's a felon, and I wouldn't imagine Oprah even being bothered. Like Oprah is the type to like really get someone's story out of them that we care about. Like, who wants R. Kelly's story? Nobody.
What a lot of people did. I feel that Gail gives us more journalism, and Oprah knows how to give us human interest.
To each his own. To each his own. Also, well, some people were not all the way here for Brittany Griner being released. One is Candace Owens, and you know she had to tweet her raccoon mouth. So this is what she said.
Wait, hold on. Give me a minute. This is the only raccoon I want to hear about or respect. The one on the collar of my mackage coat. Candace Owens, this isn't even where you belong.
Yeah, she belongs in the depths of hell. But this is what she had to say. Trading a top Russian arms dealer for a pot-smoking female basketball player is peak Western leftist philosophy. Incomprehensibly stupid from a political standpoint. But as long as it makes people feel warm and fuzzy, why not? She's such a despicable, pernicious being that we really have to watch what we say on here, or we might get flagged. Like that much of a terrible see you next Tuesday. Like I would love if she could be put in Russian prison.
Exactly. Can we swap you out?
Like I hope she never goes overseas and gets into some trouble and then asking the president to pardon her and try to get her out of there.
This is why I'm going to Hawaii for my 40th. This is why I've seen Broke Down Palace. I'm like,
I wish nothing but hellacious things to Candace Owens. Her karma's coming. And you know, it really sucks in the year of 2022 when bad things are always happening to good people. I want for in 2023 for bad things to happen to bad people. But for now, it's fuck Candace Owens. Again, fuck Candace Owens.
Now and forever.
Amen.
Santa baby, it must be a holiday miracle because the sponsors of today's show, Manscaped, are stuffing your stockings with everything the man in your life could ask for. That's right. This holiday season, Manscaped has vowed to make sure his ornaments are shining bright and his tree is standing tall. Spice up his stocking with gifts he'll actually use and something you can enjoy too. If you don't believe in Santa, you better believe in this. They've changed 7 million men for the better. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with code POPROAST.
So I have two favorite Manscaped products. One is the Weed Whacker, which I use almost every day to trim my ears or my nostrils. I love this so much. And then there's the lawnmower, which helps me manscape my nether regions. And let's just say it is very reliable. Like when I'm having company coming over and I want to just be looking just right, I use the lawnmower.
And let's not forget their famous liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver, Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver, a ball toner to keep you smelling nice down there. And did I mention they're a perfect fit for any stocking?
These formulations are all vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, and paraben-free, so you can know his manhood is in good hands. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with our code POPROAST. Cheers to rocking the best gift of all this season. A gift for him, but really a gift for you. XOXO Manscaped. So since our last episode, I mean, I'm sure y'all heard of the big Good Morning America scandal, and we have an update on TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. They took them both off the air this week while they're still investigating the situation. Now, I heard that Amy Robach will be back next week. TJ Holmes, I think he's still going to be out. They're digging up a lot of things. It seems like he hasn't been only messing with Amy Robach. It was other employees that were under him, like producers or something like that. But It's just such a way for TJ Holmes to go out. I'm so disappointed. Like I said in the last episode, it's just how you let your dick get you in this much trouble.
Well, I mean, look at him. Was it his dick or was everybody just throwing it at him? Because I can't say if I was in the room with them, I wouldn't be like, okay, I'm going to give you a low pitch. I'm going to give you a low pitch. Now, I'm not going to throw a fastball at him now, but I'd have to at least give like a low softball pitch.
If he came on to me, I mean, look, it'd be nothing but a word. It'd be just between us. You don't have to worry about me running. Seriously. Sources say that after the press revealed his relationships with co-anchor Robot, producer Natasha Singh, and at least one other staffer, the network's human resources department is now combing through his past to find out if he dated anyone else below him on the totem pole. Quote, it's one thing for him to have a relationship with another anchor, said an insider. The question is whether he violated company rules by dating less senior employees. This is a rookie mistake. Like, why would you do that? Why? Someone that's under you, really?
Yeah.
Like, he was getting a little pass for cheating on his wife, low key, from everybody. It's like, okay, they're equals. But now we find out that you messing with other white bitches? Seriously? I'm sorry, I just had to say it like that. Because I'm just disappointed. That is a rookie mistake. And now they replaced his ass with another light-skinned black man. ABC is funny.
I mean, I'm just upset they didn't hire us. We would be great on the GMA third hour.
I wouldn't be, but maybe you would.
We would be amazing.
And not for daytime TV. That's for one thing.
You can get away with anything on the third hour. We are the masters of the double entendre.
It would be like Wendy Williams, like definitely.
No, because we don't have a cocaine problem or bad husbands.
As I was saying, the news anchor that replaced TJ Holmes temporarily, his name is DeMarco Morgan. He's fine. And you know, the investigators, they looked him up.
Nobody can see that.
There you go.
Ooh.
Now, he needs to keep the beer because they had
that's giving me 180th in Amsterdam right there.
I'm hearing the streets are talking that he's family. Let's just say that.
Again, 180th in Amsterdam.
Well, he's fine on his Instagram, but I don't know about on Good Morning America because I hate when they make black men shave off their facial hair in like a company setting. I'm not sure if we had to deal with that like earlier in life, but I remember when I used to like work in hospitality, they would make you shave off all this.
I was in the army, but everybody had to shave. It was not about race. Like it was, everybody had to have the high and tight. Everybody had to be clean shaven.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying like, just with black men particularly, like I think I just love a man with a beard or facial hair because he really frames your face, in my opinion. White guys, you know, they normally have a clean shaven face, but don't try to like, you know, assimilate us.
White guys normally have a clean shaven, really?
Normally,
we be hanging out with different white men because I don't know any white men that don't have facial hair.
I feel like it's more lenient these days, but like I want to say back in the like early 2000s, like a lot of like 9-to-5 places, businesses, they would make you have a clean shaven face. Maybe it's different now, but hey, that's just my experience.
I'll also say I'm on the West Coast now where like everybody has facial hair.
And I love that.
I also feel like a lot of people got facial hair after the pandemic. Like I didn't have facial hair before the pandemic, but my barber died, so
yeah, that'll do it.
And then I moved, and there are no Dominican barbers here.
That would kill me.
Oh, you have no idea.
Anywho, I mean, we were talking about Wendy Williams earlier. We have an update on Kevin Hunter and how he's felt about Wendy, the Wendy show. Like, who is giving him interviews? Because he's been in the news a lot lately. But Kevin Hunter says he and Wendy Williams should have divorced 10 years ago. And he also takes credit for Wendy's show's success. He said that he was the one that created Hot Topics. He said to Wendy's credit though.
Whoa. Stop that lying. Stop that lying. Wendy had been doing Hot Topics on the radio forever. That's how she got famous. What do you mean he created Hot Topics? The only thing you created was Kevin. That's the only thing you created. You may have helped her hobble through her addiction, but you ain't gonna take Hot Topics.
Well, what I think he's talking about is like he created the segment for Hot Topics and he curated it. Because from reading this, that's what he said. He said, I told them quick that they were overkilling it and that Hot Topics had to be more defined, and we did that. He says, to Wendy's credit, she was talented and had the longest monologue on TV, including daytime and nighttime. Wendy's monologue lasted 18 to 24 minutes. That was almost the entire show. He said that's a long time to just be sitting in a chair talking. I'll give that to Wendy Williams. Nobody else could do that. Just sit in a chair.
Excuse me, who you talking to?
Oh my goodness. No one on TV can do what Wendy Williams did. Thank you. But he said the purple chair was her idea. Dope idea, and she held the audience for sure. When I look back at what we did for an entire decade, it makes me upset.
Well, you should have made sure you got a better payment structure out of that then.
Yeah, and he's also talking about the divorce here. He says, Wendy was coming out of rehab. We were going through a divorce, and the news of my baby came out. I wasn't going to miss the birth of my daughter, and people saw me at the hospital. Truth be told, we should have got a divorce 10 years earlier. Even our son Kevin said that to us. But anyway, when the news was out, I told her I would step down from the show. And Wendy told me I need to stay because I was having a kid. I stayed, only later to be lined up.
I will say they should have divorced 10 years ago, but you know, he's an Erica Jane. He is an Erica Jane. You were a gold digger who hit copper. Now you're upset that your cash cow has been milked dry.
But I heard that he was actually like a menace behind the scenes, barking orders at people. He was terrible to work with. And a lot of people were rejoicing when he left. Like he was pushed out. I feel like he wasn't going anywhere. I don't believe him saying like, oh, I volunteered to step down. He had to be pushed out.
I agree with that. I feel like there were times when he was hard to work with, but how often are Black people billed as hard to work with when we simply demand what we're worth?
I agree with that. I would say from her end, her perspective, but not from Kelvin's.
But Kelvin was working with her at the time, so he had to be a hard ass. And the truth is, where are these, like, other than the staff of the show, when people say you're hard to work with, normally it's, oh, a Black woman asserting herself, a Black woman taking up for herself, a Black woman demanding equal pay as a white man. Oh, she's difficult. Oh, they're hard to work with. I can see the staff saying he was difficult to work with, but I'm always going to throw a little salt on that because maybe it was just a Black person having standards.
I mean, on that end, I agree with you. But I'm just saying, just treating people any which kind of way and like, you know, cursing them out.
Now that's unacceptable.
Speaking of unacceptable, Whoopi said on The View the other day that she has in her will that when she dies, that you need permission from her family to do any type of biopic on her life. And I'm like, well, thank God that her family isn't the same as Whitney Houston, because what does that matter if your family is greedy? Like, we're on our 8th Whitney biopic. I would love to hear Whoopi Goldberg's life story. Maybe we could get it, you know, while she's living. But I mean, that's a good thing for her to have in her will, you know, to protect her legacy and her brand. But I'm like, well, you put it in your family's hands, it would have to be a family member I trust. It can't be no Pat Houston. Because Pat Houston, I mean, look what she's been doing. She has, and I've been seeing
look what she's been doing.
She has been accepting any type of offer to parlay Whitney's image to get a quick dollar.
If I had kids, I wouldn't mind if they did that, especially if I died abruptly. I'd be like, no, make all the money off the image you want. Go ahead.
I don't know.
I said my kids, which I don't have. But if I had kids, I wouldn't care. I feel like Whoopi shouldn't have said anything because now somewhere some asshole director is going to take that as a challenge. And also being a public person, you can't say, oh, I'm putting a stipulation in my will where you can't do it. Sure, you can tell your family to sue, but they're going to waste a lot of money. The First Amendment is strong in this country. There are many other hills to die on.
Someone pointed out that it's ironic that Whoopi says this because she's producing a biopic of someone else's life.
I mean, you can get permission from the family. Sometimes you won't get permission from the family. They didn't have permission from all the Gucci people, but they came out with that story.
I didn't even see that movie. Did you?
No. Although I liked Lady Gaga in that because I didn't watch the movie because I'm afraid I'm too much like Lady Gucci to actually see myself on screen and confront it. Because when I saw that clip where she said, I'm not ruthless, but I am fair. I was like, no, see, that was too me. That was too me right there.
Well, you never have a problem seeing Electra on screen.
See, I was kind of trapped into that. And I every time I see Dominique, I'm like, that is me. My God.
Do you miss Pose?
No, because Ryan didn't get a chance to fuck it up. That's why I don't miss it. It ended on a beautiful note, because I'm sorry, after I've been watching that damn American Horror Story in New York, no. You finally did a good job. 3 seasons was all you could handle. I can go back and watch it and never have an episode where I want to throw up. So no, I don't miss it because you would have ruined it.
He definitely would have messed it up. I think the show needed to end.
And also like the pandemic, it could have kept going. I'm glad it ended when it ended.
And speaking of shows that have been ended in 3 seasons, Legendary has officially been canceled by HBO. I'm kind of mad about that because they could have did like an All-Stars. I feel like that type of representation is needed. I'm going to miss the show.
I feel like they should have shopped it to someone else. Like, okay, if HBO doesn't want to air it anymore, put it on Lifetime. Put it on BET. Why didn't BET pick it up? BET, where are you? Where are you? Pick it up. Pick it up.
They wouldn't do that justice. I think maybe Paramount Plus.
Peacock.
They're a little bit too edgy for Peacock. I would say Paramount Plus, maybe Amazon Prime.
Don't nobody watch Amazon Prime. Let's put it somewhere where people gonna see it. And Netflix cancels they shit after 2 or 3 seasons, so no Netflix. Maybe Hulu?
Does Hulu have original programming?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, everybody on Legendary, they'll be fine. Naomi, that host, I forgot his name, but Deshaun, I remember his name. Law Roach, he's gonna be fine. Kiki's gonna be fine. That British girl, who always gave the wrong scores, she's gonna be fine.
And sometimes all shows aren't meant to last forever, and maybe it's best for them to go out on a high note than run it into the ground.
I agree. But I mean, we still get like 20 seasons of Dancing with the Stars. So it's just not fair, sometimes.
Ain't nobody watching Dancing with the Stars.
But it's still on.
You know what? JAG is still on, but ain't nobody watching it. Law and Order is still on. Who's tuning in?
Well, I can't wait. Just speaking of HBO, the season finale of White Lotus is this weekend. I just can't wait to see who dies because that is the murder mystery. I cannot wait, y'all. For those of you that watch, I can't wait.
Terrence Howard says he plans to retire. He's given the very best as an actor, and this is the end for him. Is it the end for you, or are we just tired of you playing the same character over and over and over again? Did you hit your Katherine Heigl mark where it's like, okay, instead of rom-coms, you're rapper turned businessman? Because that's all you've ever played.
Well, he did play a War Machine on Marvel until they dropped his ass.
They dropped him after 2 movies before it even really got going.
True. Nah, man. See, man. Hey, man.
That's his whole acting career. It's like, child, I'm sorry, you was okay as Sissy Lulu, but that's all you've had to offer.
Well, that new Best Man show, I forgot what network is airing. I think it's Peacock. I mean, have you seen The Best Man?
No.
Don't get on him too hard because I didn't really see The Best Man either. I know what it's about. I saw clips of the first movie. I didn't see the second one, but they're making this final one, The Best Man Diaries, or something. I don't know, but it's with Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, Terrence Howard. Like that's why Terrence Howard's in the news cycle because he's promoting that.
Oh.
I just never was into The Best Man. Like it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I'd rather watch The Color Purple.
Those are two completely different stories.
And I would rather watch The Color Purple than Best Man.
I know, but it's just that's too extremes.
Yes, one is a movie with incredibly talented people and a moving story, and the other is The Best Man.
Oh goodness. That's like me saying, like, oh, well, I'm not gonna watch Girls Trip, I'm gonna watch 12 Years a Slave. Like it's too different
Okay, all right, fair. Okay. But Girls Trip was better.
I agree, but I'm not saying The Best Man was bad. It was just Peacock wouldn't have picked up this last installment of The Best Man if the fans didn't want it. It's like one of those like cult black movies, The Best Man. Kind of like The Wood. A lot of people haven't seen that. Like that's a black cult classic movie.
What would I consider a black cult classic movie?
I mean, everybody liked Friday, so I wouldn't call it a cult classic. Poetic Justice, that's a black cult classic.
Eve's Bayou.
Okay.
That to me is a black cult classic.
Speaking of Lynn Whitfield, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Yes.
Hell, Soul Food.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I feel like the movies that weren't like mainstream success, I'm trying to think like, I mean, what's Soul Food? I mean, it feels like it's mainstream to me because I'm black, but
it's mainstream to us. It's one of our A-list movies, especially in the time we were growing up.
Right. Like everybody knows Big Mama, your arm. Like everyone knows that. If you say it in the mainstream audience, I don't think a lot of people would get that joke.
Well, if they don't get it, that's the filter we need.
I agree. That's fine.
I have to say, this is one of the funniest headlines and why I will always be a lamb. Mariah Carey responds to fans calling her the Queen of Christmas. She said, I think if anyone would be the Queen of Christmas, that would be Mary.
Mary Magdalene?
Mary, Jesus's mother.
That's what that is, right? Mary Magdalene, isn't that Jesus's mom?
You're leaving that in. You're editing this week. This is official.
Wait, isn't that Mary's last name?
No, we're going to let the fans.
Anyway, the only Mary I acknowledge is Jay Blige, okay? I don't, whatever Mary y'all talking about, whatever. Cook me in the comments if you want.
I have to say, I got myself a treat for Christmas this year, and that's the Omaha Steaks gift package. And I'm delighted. And most importantly, my taste buds are too. Now, I am having some friends over to share in this beautiful bounty, but the steaks, the hamburgers, the hot dogs, the chicken breasts, the apple blossom desserts, they're amazing. The holidays are here, and it's time to treat yourself with the ultimate gift package from Omaha Steaks. These are the steak experts at Omaha Steaks. They've put together special gift packages that are curated just for your taste buds. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site-wide, plus use code POP at checkout to get an additional $30 off your order. And Omaha Steaks has all of your mouth-watering favorites. These are easy to prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash.
Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com and get 50% off site-wide, plus use promo code POP at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required. So The Real Housewives of Miami premiered on Peacock with 4 episodes. And you know what? I am sold. It's better than last season. And this Lisa character, like her husband is cheating on her in real time. Like she's about to get the divorce bomb on camera. And these ladies have real money. Where were they in like when the Potomac girls was there? Like Kiki couldn't hook the girls up or Gertie or something, like show them the real luxurious part of Miami, not them like riding fucking paddle boats and riding rented Lambos around Miami. The basicness of it all. So I love Miami because it gave me a palate cleanser from the poor housewives we've been watching so far on Bravo. That's Salt Lake City as well as Potomac. I don't know. They're just making them not look that wealthy. Like, yes, we watch for the mess, but there's a certain aspirational wealth that makes the show fun too, like Beverly Hills or OC, you know?
I don't aspire to housewives wealth because none of them seem to actually have it. Everybody's life is held
exactly
together.
Like on Potomac, Jersey, Atlanta. I mean, it's like, okay, I mean, we could do the same thing they're doing, but like when we saw Larsa's $5 million penthouse overlooking Miami, and she had like a little rooftop party, or when you see Lisa's $80 million mansion, like overlooking the Miami water, I'm like, I've been missing this, just seeing this. And then Nicole and her fiance, they're just having a casual lunch. She was like, oh, make sure the party is under 100K for the engagement party.
Now, see, I was looking at him and I was like, I might have to actually tag his butt. Because that's my kind of man right there until he said that shit. Now, I'm sorry, you got about $2.8 million worth of car in that garage, and you gonna tell me my engagement party needs to be under $100,000? You just dried my pussy up. You have dried my pussy up. My pussy has become the Sahara.
Well, I mean, I just thought that was just funny and casual conversation. Oh, just make sure it's under 100K.
Who can throw an engagement party under $100,000?
Candace's wedding was like, what, $250?
We're not talking about things I don't aspire to. If I wanted my mother to pay for my wedding, I would ask her, but she wouldn't let me throw that affair for under $1 million.
I don't know. I thought it was nice of him to say that. I mean, that's a steep budget for me.
Not when you got that much car in the garage. You can't. I need at least a car for my wedding. At least a car. If you can spend $400,000 on a Ferrari, you can spend $400,000 on our engagement.
Anyway, I actually like this cast. I think there's a good balance. I think the diversity, it's like authentic. It's not like they're just throwing Black girls in the mix. Like Kiki is fun and she knows everybody.
I also like Kiki's loyalty. I too peeped into the first episode and Kiki was like, oh no, I'm gonna tell Larsa what you said because I ain't gonna be a bad friend.
Yeah, she didn't care that Lisa was mad at her.
She sure didn't. You don't pay bill to first in my household and I'm younger and prettier than you. Now, who's the heifer with the iguana neck?
Oh, Alexia?
Yes.
She's like the star of the show because there was so much that happened to her last year. Like, it was like, did someone put a curse on her? Like,
was she the one married to the gay guy?
Yes.
Who died?
Yes.
And left her everything?
I'm not sure if he left her. I'm guessing she took everything, but
well, if also, they were legally married, she should have got everything.
Maybe she did.
Okay, then nobody put a curse on her.
Well, she did marry another rich white man, but you know, her son got into a near fatal car accident. He's now special needs. Her mom died on her wedding day.
Okay, all right. Didn't know that. I don't want to make light of anything like that. I didn't know it was that serious.
Yeah, like she's had some serious life events happen to her to the point where she's like, what did I do, God? She had a lot of bad luck. So I just want to see her happy. And I need her to just like stand to the side and let someone else like go through some shit like Lisa is right now with her husband cheating on her.
Can I get a position in that line too? Can I get a position in the, he's been through enough, just let him be happy for a minute. He done been through enough.
Right, that's how I felt for Alexia. I was like, you know what? I'm happy that she got her wedding. It is fine. She needs to take a back seat on the drama for once, one person.
And you know what I have been through this year behind the scenes, which no one else knows. And I still smile on camera.
Look, me too. It has been a hell of a year. Life be lifing.
I'm done. We are turning 40 and I am, it is a new decade. The royal we are turning 40.
You are turning 40.
The royal we, as in when I speak of myself, I say, well, we are turning 40. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you're gonna be along soon enough. You ain't but 10 minutes behind me. You just like Giselle. You want to act like I'm Karen Huger. I'm so much older. But never forget, Beyonce is older than both of us.
And can buy and sell our lives.
But can she write them?
Anyway, moving on. Anyway, back to Miami. I watched all 4 episodes and I'm in. I will be reviewing it. I'm probably going to do 2 episodes at once at a time because anybody got time for that. After that, it's 1 episode every Thursday.
I will be reviewing this season 2. I'm hoping the heifers can keep my interest. They all still look like goldfish to me, so it's so difficult to separate them.
The only ones that had that like extreme surgery is Marisol, Alexia, and Lisa. Those 3.
And Larsa.
Larsa, I forgot all about Larsa. For some reason, I want to like her. There's just something inauthentic about her. Like, she just really reminds me like a wannabe Kardashian or something.
Because she is.
And there you have it.
I've never wanted to like Larsa.
But yeah,
now that I'm almost 40, I don't want to like anyone. Either I like you or I don't.
I mean, I feel that way in my 30s. Like, the older you get, the less of a fuck you give.
Oh, you are fuck free.
I'm F-R-E-E, fuck, nigga.
But I will also say, going into my 40s, I'm only dating millionaires.
Gotcha. So you're like Larsa. Well, speaking of which, I have a really good story about that. So allegedly, Steve Harvey's daughter, what's her name?
Lori
Harvey. Allegedly, she has an NDA she makes men sign to go out with her. And the penalty is $1 million. So she doesn't even entertain men that can't afford to pay the NDA.
Well, her succubus, her mother taught her well. This age, I ain't got time to be messing with you if you ain't got no retirement.
I hear that. I mean, I'm just happy to even just get a yes on a date at this point.
I need a yes on a mortgage.
Oh, God. Also, what is wrong with having a mortgage? Because they were making a big deal about that on the episode.
Well, it depends. Is it a mortgage of necessity or a mortgage so that you can invest the money and do other things with it?
Look, I'm going to be renting for the foreseeable future, so that's not at the top of my priority list. In movie news, allegedly a Rush Hour 4 is being made. Do you care?
No. I thought we all agreed that Chris Tucker was over after he swindled Netflix to give him $11 million to pay off his tax debt. Nobody talked about that special.
I didn't even know there was a Rush Hour 3. Where did that one come from? Did I miss that? I saw 1 and 2.
I saw 1 and 2. I forgot about 3.
Hollywood ain't greenlighting a lot of movies these days if it's not like a superhero movie or something that'll definitely like guarantee results.
I don't want to see Rush Hour 4.
Right. Aren't they in their 60s now?
Right. Really? Like, y'all were barely... No, we don't.
I feel like Jackie Chan is like 65. Chris Tucker is like, 57? Hell, why don't they just make another Lethal Weapon? Now, that's throwback. I'm not sure.
Oh, my God.
Y'all young whippersnappers in the chat. Or another Beverly Hills Cop.
At least Eddie's still fit.
That's true. Him and Neil Long are making a movie, and it's by this man who made Blackish, who we're all tired of. He made Blackish, Mixedish, Grownish. Guess what the name of the movie is?
Niggish.
It's called You People. Exactly. That's the
I look at Kenya Barris. I look at Tyler Perry. I look at Carlos King. And I just realize I am not as successful as them because I am too authentic.
You gave a good ancestor sigh after I told you that. That movie is greenlit. It is about Nia Long and Eddie Murphy. They're the parents of a Black girl that's dating a white guy. Jonah Hill is playing the white guy.
Oh, God. You see, I don't care. If I had kids, I don't care who the fuck you date. As long as they happy, as long as you happy and they treat you well. As long as they treat you well, I don't care. But goddamn, you got to marry somebody that ugly? That ugly? I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. You can't be giving them features to my grandchildren. I got to call CPS on that. I can't believe that Tina let Beyonce marry Jay-Z. I would have looked,
I think she really does love him. You have to love somebody that looks like that. I feel like straight women don't really care about looks as much as men. I could be wrong.
I mean, I don't have a vagina, so I don't know.
I know, but you see a lot of women with, a lot of Peter Griffins out there.
Oh, no, you get with the Peter Griffin because he's going to die a good 20 years before you. You sitting waiting on that life insurance, please. You could tell by the thickness of the fat around his belly. Oh, good, he gonna croak in about 5 years. I don't even have to do nothing. Let diabetes take care of that. I mean, if you really know how to do it, you can lay on a man's chest ever so gently and listen and see how hard his arteries are.
Are you done giving these steps to get people locked up?
How am I getting you locked up for their own poor health behavior? I said you could listen and see how hard the arteries are. Did you harden the arteries? No, that was him shoveling in bear claws and butter by the poundful. That had nothing to do with you. You tried to get him to eat salad. He ain't gonna eat salad. At least, okay, you want to go on? All right, make sure you leave me your shit.
On that note, we will see you sooner than Candace Owens' next ignorant comment.
And we will see you sooner than Russia sees an American Black woman. And this episode was sponsored by Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide, plus use promo code POP at checkout to get an extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.